Hello everybody, it's Shannon. I'm here with a beading project. I have for the last couple years been learning how to do Kumihimo. It's something I always wanted to learn how to do. I just absolutely love the effect of a Kumihimo braid. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about my process that I have kind of cobbled together from a variety of different sources of advice. I'm still learning, so I want to be able to share with you what I have learned, both by way of different sources and also from my own experience. So I'm in the very beginning stages right now of this particular Kumihimo project. I am doing a braid to go with I am doing a braid to go with this pendant. And let me get all my colors together here. These are all 11-0 seed beads. And the cord I'm using is a 0.5 millimeter Ceylon cord. And I picked out colors that would go with the beads I'm using. So this blue color is for all my blue strung beads. You can see that they're all strung up here. I've gotten that far. I've gotten all my blue beads strung. I'm using a pattern that I found through online through friendship-bracelets.com, I believe is what it's called. And so I have several things strung. I only have about 2 more colors that I have to do left. And I think it's these colors here that I have to finish stringing. So before I even start stringing anything, usually what I do is I will, once I decide on my cord colors and how much I need of each, then I have to cut my cords to length. And the rule of thumb that I have learned is that first of all, you always want way more cord than you're going to need for your bracelet, because you can always chop off and cut down. You cannot add cord to this and have it coming out looking good. So you always want more cord than you need. And so they say to use 3 times the cord, 3 times the length that you want your finished piece to be. So this is for a necklace that I want to be 18 inches, but you also have to allow for an extra 2 inches of braid for binding off at the end. So what I really want is 20 inches, which means that each of these 8 cords need to be 60 inches. So that's what I did. And then once I got all my cords cut, then I went ahead and knotted it at the top, because this is actually going to be the very beginning of the braid. And so I knot it off at the top. Then I take, let me find an end that I haven't strung yet. Then I take the ends of my cord, and because of the size cord and the size bead that I'm using, I cannot use a beading needle. So somewhere I heard that if you use something like nail polish, and dip this into nail polish and then let it dry really, really well, what it does is it hardens off the ends of this cord so it acts like a needle, and you can just pick up the beads. And it does make it a lot easier than having to pick up the bead and string it on and things like that. When I use my 4 millimeter beads, I have no problem with this cord. I have no problem using a beading needle, and that's even more efficient. But this is a good hack for being able to work with 11-0 seed beads that are really small, and you can't work with a needle. It, basically by putting some nail polish on it and letting it harden, it turns the end of your cord into a needle, and you can even cut at an angle to get a nice diagonal point to use to get the beads with. So once I have finished beading, and there's a whole There's a whole math thing that other math thing, I should say. It's another math thing that I won't get into in this video, but to figure out how many beads of a certain type you should string so you have enough for the length piece that you want. So the math that I did said that I needed about 9, maybe 10 inches of 11/0 seed beads in order to have more than enough for an 18-inch necklace. So once I went to 9. Once I strung all my beads on to a particular strand and measured out that I got the length that I wanted of the beads, then I just took the end and I did a double knot. So that way the beads don't fall off. Very important. And so that's where I'm at in the process, is I'm in the process of finishing stringing the beads and knotting off my ends. And when it comes, when I have finished that and I move on to getting everybody on the bobbins and on the disc, I'll come back and do another segment to add on to this video and show that part of the process. So I haven't yet decided if I'm going to release this Kumihimo video in parts or if I'm just going to film it at all its different stages and then put it all together and put it up as one video. So I'm back and it's actually the next day and I have completed all of my stringing of the beads for this Kumihimo project. And what I decided to do is actually make this whole segment that I've done just about how to prep for a Kumihimo project. There's a lot of great videos out there about how to do Kumihimo and actually do the braiding, but I find that there's not a lot of information out there about what to do to prep a Kumihimo project and what to do to finish one off. So basically what I'm going to do, because I'm not quite ready to start braiding this yet, so I want to package this up for safekeeping so it doesn't get too tangled up. So I'm just going to take all my threads, which I did tie together, like you saw in the last video, and I'm just going to wind it, beads and all, and take a plastic baggie and just put it in here. So that way it won't get damaged. I can put it in one of my trays, one of my project trays, or my project bag, until I'm ready to get it on the disc. So that is how I go. So this video really shows you the process I go through to prep out a Kumihimo project in terms of determining length and you know, how I go about getting the beads on and secured on the string, and then how I store things until I'm ready to actually do the braid. What I'm hoping to do is I'm going to have a Kumihimo project that I am actually ready to clasp off. It'll be different than this, that I'll do a video on about how to finish off Kumihimo.